yato bhaktir-doksade ahitukiya pratihata yatma suprasidati savayam pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir-doksade ahitukiya pratihata yatma suprasidati. What? Sa, that, why, certainly, pumsam, for mankind, para, sublime, dharma, occupation, yata, by which, bhakti, devotional service, adoksaje, unto the transcendence, ahaituki, causeless, apratihata, unbroken, yaya, by which, atma, the self, suprasidati, completely satisfied. Translation: the supreme occupation dharma for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendent Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. Purport: in this statement, Sri Shruta Goswami answers the first question of the sages of Naimisharanya. The sages asked him to summarize the whole range of revealed scriptures and present the most essential part so that fallen people or the people in general might easily take it up. The Vedas prescribe two different types of occupation for a human being. One is called pravriti marg, or the path of sense gratification, and the other is called nivritti marg, or the path of renunciation. The path of enjoyment is inferior, and the path of sacrifice for the supreme cause is superior. The material existence of the living being is a diseased condition of actual life. Actual life is spiritual existence, or Brahma Bhuta existence, where life is eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge. Material existence is temporary, illusory, and full of miseries. There is no happiness at all. There is just a futile attempt to get rid of the miseries, and temporary cessation of misery is falsely called happiness. Therefore, the path of progressive material enjoyment, which is temporary, miserable, and illusory, is inferior. But devotional service to the Supreme Lord, which leads one to eternal, blissful, and all cognizant life, is called the superior quality of occupation. This is sometimes polluted when mixed with the inferior quality. For example, adoption of devotional service for material gain is certainly an obstruction to the progressive path of renunciation. Renunciation or abnegation of ultimate good is certainly a better occupation than enjoyment in the diseased condition of life. Such enjoyment only aggravates the symptom of the disease and increases its duration. Therefore, devotional service to the Lord must be pure in quality, that is, without the least desire for material enjoyment. One should therefore accept the superior quality of occupation in the form of devotional service of the Lord without any tinge of unnecessary desire, fruitive action, and philosophical speculation. This alone can lead one to perpetual solace in his service. We have purposely denoted dharma as occupation because the root meaning of the word dharma is that which sustains one's existence. A living being's sustenance of existence is to coordinate his activities with his eternal relation with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Krishna is the central pivot of all living beings, and he is the all-attractive living entity or eternal form amongst all other living beings or eternal forms. Each and every living being has his eternal form in the spiritual existence, and Krishna is the attraction for all of them. Krishna is the complete whole, and everything else is his part and parcel. The relation is one of the servant and the served. It is transcendental and is completely distinct from our experience in material existence. This relation of servant and the served is the most congenial form of intimacy. One can realize it as devotional service progresses. Everyone should engage himself in that transcendental loving service of the Lord, even in the present conditional state of material existence. That will gradually give one the clue to actual life and please him to complete satisfaction. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadavaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vidamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prem Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauradushe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishavanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Nilachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Valavatra Subhadravyam Jagannatha Ite Namaha Vancha Kalputrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So I'm very grateful to all the devotees. Especially I have come here after a long time. Actually, I'm not qualified at all to speak anything about Bhagavatam, what to speak about the essence of Bhagavatam. So this verse is essence of Bhagavatam 1.2.6. Coincidentally, yesterday Dadru said that I have to give Bhagavatam class, and this verse came, and this is the only verse which the verse number I know. This is 1.2.6. I knew. But generally, I don't remember any verses. It's verse number I don't remember. But I know this Bhagavatam has this. The main the essence of Bhagavatam is here in 1.2.6. And few days back only, I just for some purpose I was reading through some slokas from some preparation. That time I thought of okay, if I have to speak something of Bhagavatam, I will speak out this verse only. So that time I again revised this verse that time. But anyway, actually this service of sharing Bhagavatam discussion is nothing but opportunity for my purification only, because the audience is highly qualified. Whoever is listening is exceptionally qualified. They have been serving Shri Radha Madan Gopal for a long period of time, and they are constantly serving in spite of so many difficulties that are known or unknown, whereas I stay somewhere completely separate world altogether. So this is for my purification. So I'll try to speak whatever I have heard from Srila Prabhupada for this verse, and if there is some mistake, so please correct me. So I will only speak with the mood that I am trying to purify myself, that's it. So here the verse starts with a supreme occupation. So I was actually contemplating, I also have an occupation in my life as part of my ashram life. I also have occupation. So I thought maybe this is the opportunity, like for once Madan Gopal is telling me like, okay, enough of your occupation. Now you have to think about your supreme occupation also. And this is the supreme occupation that for all humanity is that by which one man can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendent Lord. So this verse is actually the start of, I think, the start of answering. Srila Sutta Goswami starts answering the 6 questions that were posed by all the rishis, so headed by Sonaka Rishi and Naimisharanya. So the 6 questions of the first question was like, Sonaka Rishi asked that what you have ascertained to be the best and the ultimate goal of human life. That was the first question he has raised in the previous chapter. So one by one he starts answering. And the first question is very significant because in the previous chapter also, Sonaka Rishi asks that Kali Yuga is extremely short. Prayana means the lifespan of the Kali Yuga people are extremely short. Prayana, then Manda Sumanda Matya, Manda Bhagava Pradata. They are already very unfortunate, short-lived, quarrelsome, hypocritic. So all the negative qualities are already bearing very heavily on Kali Yuga souls. On top of that, they are very short-lived. And then how will they have time to read all the scriptures? Because the rishis were saying that you have all studied the scriptures and it takes a lot of training to understand and become expert in each and every scriptures. How will then the Kali Yuga people understand? Then that's why they prescribe that, okay, please give the essence of scriptures by which they can follow the instructions to completely satisfy the self. So for that question, this is the answer. Savai pum samparo dharmo yato bhakti radaksaje ahaituki apratyata yatma supraseti. So Bhagavatam in 1.1.2 completely eliminates all cheating type of dharma projita kaitava, cuts off, and it directly brings to this main point, that is pure devotional service. And when I was hearing Srila Prabhupada lecture, Prabhupada started with a very interesting point. Because when I also read, I also felt like pure devotional service should be without any kind of motive. Like as it says that it must be unmotivated, uninterrupted. But sometimes when people will read, it will feel like, okay, to completely satisfy the self, we have to do devotional service. But Prabhupada said no, it has been actually, Prabhupada said this word, that it has been actually divertedly edited. It said motivated, actually pure devotional service is non-motivated, unmotivated. It should not be motivated by any desire. Even the desire to satisfy our own self, even that desire should not be there. So Prabhupada just clarified in that katha that actually it is a byproduct of doing the devotional service, that the complete satisfaction of the self is the byproduct of pure devotional service. And this unmotivated thing, Prabhupada kept on explaining that it is also there in the last verse of Chaitanya Shishastakam, that Aslishava Padaratam Pinastamam Adashnan Marmatam Karautava. It doesn't matter, Lord, whether you embrace me or you completely press me beneath your foot. Doesn't matter. I will always serve you. So this is the unmotivated aspect of devotional service. Not that I have served you for so many years. I have been serving in Sri Gokuldham for so many years. I have connected to the devotees for so long period of time. Now I need some payback. Not that kind of thing. Now our motive is only to serve. Doesn't matter if the Lord keeps us broken-hearted. So broken-hearted. And we see examples in many places throughout scriptures that sometimes devotees are kept in a situation where they are broken-hearted, but they still continue to serve the Lord. Like in Narad Muni, everything was taken away from him when he was a child. When he was a child, so that time everything was taken away. Her parents were taken away. Mother is gone. broken-hearted. And for a slight moment, he also got the darshan of the Lord. That also is gone. You have to purify your life. Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is the pastime of Mahaprakash Lila, where Mukunda. So Mukunda used to be a very dear. Mukunda is a very dear associate of Lord Chaitanya. Sanjay Mukunda Vashu Ghosha Adi guy. So he used to sing beautiful bhajans and kirtans for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One of the closest associates of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But in the Mahaprakash Lila, so Lord Chaitanya wanted to enunciate one principle. So for that purpose, he took an indirect reason to keep Mukunda out of the association of devotees. Devotees were asking Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why not giving, why not blessing Lord Mukunda? And Lord Chaitanya gave an external reason. No, he always associates with Mayavadis. He associates with Mayavadis also, devotees also. I don't want this kind of hypocrite in my association. I don't want to bless him. So this kind of things, actually Mukunda was doing that to give them the mercy. But anyway, so this was the reason that Mahaprabhu took. And His Holiness Radha Swami said, actually he did this pastime to glorify the greatness of Mukunda, this pastime. Because in Mahaprakash Lila, every devotee was being blessed in that Sabha, every devotee. Haridas Thakur, Shuklam, Brahmachari, Shivas Pandit, everyone was being given lots of glorification, lots of mercy. Only Mukunda was kept separate. So the devotees were going back and forth from Mukunda and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mukunda was asking, when will, what happened, will Lord Chaitanya see me? He said, no. Mahaprabhu said, he will never see you. Then Mukunda asked, please ask Lord, when he will see me. And then that time devotees went to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mukunda is asking when he will see you. And he said that I will see Mukunda after 10 million lifetimes. And then this news was taken to Mukunda again. Devotees again took this news to Mukunda. And Mukunda said, the Lord will see you after 10 million lifetimes. And Mukunda was like, oh, I will see. He was dancing in ecstasy. In this way, His Holiness Radha Maharaj was explaining in that Leela. I will see. And then devotees were shocked. What is this? So then this again news came back to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and said, Lord Mahaprabhu said, asked what happened, how is Mukunda reacting? Then Mukunda is ecstatic that he will see you after 10 million lifetimes. Then Mahaprabhu was very pleased. So actually Mukunda's attitude is unmotivated. Like I don't have any desire, but I can serve you. I just want to serve you. No condition kept. This is the time and effort of my life I have given to serve you. No condition. Anya vilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anopitam anukulena krishnanu shiranam bhaktir uttamam. So this is the topmost devotional service. As stated in the purport, there are two margas, pravritti marg and nivritti marg. One is the path of enjoyment, another is the path of sacrifice for a higher cause. But here it is specifically clearly mentioned parodharma, the supreme occupation duty. And it is superior energy also. Daivim prakritim. So Prabhupada says that this is under Daivi Prakriti. Mahatmanastumam Partha Daivi Makritim Ashita. And what is the nature of those who are under Daivi Prakriti? That they are always doing Bhajanti Ananna Manaso. They are always constantly engaged in the service of Lord without any kind of disturbance. So back to the Brahmiti Marg. So Brahmiti Marg is mainly this dharma, artha, kama, moksha. People are extremely busy in this dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Prabhupada mentioned this in this purport also, that even devotional service for some personal gain, that is also not the highest. that is also considered as lower. So devotional service in the lower stages is like performed by the four kinds of people who come to bhakti. Artho, Artharthi, Jnani, Jigyasu. So they come with some motive to the Lord. I want some knowledge. I want some. So these are the reasons: dharma, artha, kama, moksha. And this pure devotional service, the parodharma that this verse is the pancham purushartha, prema purvarta mahan. So that is beyond all this. Even what to speak of liberation. In liberation also there are 5 stages of liberation: sayuja, samipya, salokya, shashti. So even beyond all the 5 more stages of liberation, that is pure devotional service, without any kind of desire, without any kind of motive, and that is why those who are practicing devotional service, they get this byproduct that they are completely fully satisfied. Chaitanya Charitamrita also says, Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Shakale Ashan Krishna Bhakta Nishkam Atoeva Shan. That is why they are peaceful. So somebody may ask, no, but like Jnanis, they also try to merge into the impersonal Brahman. So they are actually also trying to become desireless. So in this, as Prabhupada was mentioning this, that to become desireless is also a desire. The one pastime was there of Srila Prabhupada's disciple. Srila Prabhupada's disciple, he went to that one Mayavadi's discourse, and then that Mayavadi was saying, we need to become desireless. All our desires will be, we have to negate all our desires, become desireless. And then that time his disciple raised this point, to become desireless is also a desire, isn't it? So actually, completely desireless, only the devotees can be, only the pure devotees, they can be fully, completely desireless. And Prabhupada said that the test will be there, whether we are actually practicing pure devotional service, the test will always be there. Prabhupada was mentioning that one may say that I am doing this, I am practicing this religion, practicing this process. But the ultimate test is, what is the ultimate? Ultimate test is whether you are increasing the love for God or not. Not that after doing so many things throughout the years, still I am attached to my family, still I am attached to my desires. So that is not the. So Prabhupada said this test will always come. And so this test will always come in our lives also, whether we are practicing pure devotional service. So it's a very high stage. Personally speaking, it's too a high stage for me. Even I also, when I was staying in Sri Gokuldham in the beginning days here, I also actually was praying for one occupation only. So I was praying for some occupation of Lord. That time I was jobless. I was praying for, Lord, this industry is so bad. Please somehow arrange this and that. But still, that is not a pure desire. But Lord, out of mercy, gave something. But ultimately, the point is the supreme occupation. You have to pray for that supreme occupation. And pure devotional service is the property of pure devotees only. And so only by the grace of pure devotees only, this devotional service can be, it cannot be achieved. It can only be taken by the mercy of the pure devotees. So the Srila Prabhupada concludes that everyone should engage in that transcendental service of the Lord. And another amazing aspect is, specifically, I found it very interesting that Prabhupada mentioned Savai Pumsam pura paro dharma yato bhakti adok saje. Now, I have to do the pure devotional service unto that personality that cannot be perceived by our senses. So it's a very, very high aspiration. It's a very, very high goal that we have. We have been given various various facilities to come to that point, and we must take full advantage. But ultimately, pure devotional service is it cannot be achieved by our own personal effort. Only thing that we can do is, if by our actions, if we can please pure devotees, if we can please our spiritual master, only then by that mercy we may get this pure devotional service and gradually make our lives successful. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Jai Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Question.
In the purport, Prabhupada writes so line in the last paragraph. The relation of the servant and the served is most congenial form of intimacy. Can you throw some light on this?
Well, it is our nature. We are living entities. Our nature is to serve. So if we don't do things as per our nature, it will definitely not satisfy us. So any other nature, if any other so-called nature, if we try to superimpose on us, if we try to become the master, if we try to enjoy, then it will not satisfy the self. So I believe that here Prabhupada is saying that we have to be in the position of the servant. Lord has to be in the position of the master, and then both parties will be satisfied completely. Prabhupada mentioned this in one lecture that this is the way. Like, if we are servant, if Lord is master, both people are happy. If we are not servant and Lord is trying to help us, but we are not trying to be servant, then both parties are unhappy. Yes, Prabhu.
So here it was spoken that Ahai Kuki and without desire, and in that was spoke that even when we are trying to feel ourselves, that is also like some into effort in this we should not also try to see our feeling better than something. I was just wondering if can the desire be there that when we serve in such a way that Lord will please and devotee will please. So how is that desire? Does it corporate with this background or how it does?
Yes, Prabhu. So you already know the answer, but still, for my purification, I will just try to answer that question. Yes, Prabhu. Because my desire is to only satisfy Krishna, so that doesn't come under any selfish desires. It doesn't come under our desire. We cannot be without desires, to be honest. Living entity cannot have, it's not that living entity cannot have any desires. But we can have desires, but the desires should only be to serve Lord. That is the only desire we can have. Hare Bol. Jai Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.